Hello children, today we are going to learn Unit 8 Sound. In this lesson, we are going to learn about production, propagation of sound wave along with its various characteristics, and we will also study about ultrasonic wave and their applications in our daily life. Come, let's enter into this video session. Hello children, today we are going to learn Unit 8 Sound. Children, already we have learned about sound in the previous classes. So, in this lesson, we are going to learn briefly about the sound. Sound is a form of energy which produces sensation of hearing in our ears. Some sounds are pleasant to hear and some others are not. But all sounds are produced by vibrations of substance. These vibrations travel as disturbance in a medium and reach our ears as sound. Human ear can hear only a particular range of frequency of sound, that too with a certain range of energy. We are not able to hear sound clearly if it is below certain intensity. The quality of sound also differs from one another. What are the reasons for all these? It is because sound has several qualities. So, in this lesson, we are going to learn about production and propagation of sound along with its various other characteristics, and we will also study about ultrasonic waves and their applications in our daily life. Production of sound. In your daily life, you hear different sounds from different sources. But have you ever thought how sound is produced? To understand the production of sound, let us do an activity. Take a turning fork and strike its prongs on rubber pad. Bring it near your ear. Do you hear any sound? Now touch the turning fork with your finger. What do you feel? Do you feel vibrations? When you strike the turning fork on the rubber pad, it starts vibrating. These vibrations cause the nearby molecules to vibrate. Thus, vibrations produce sound. Propagation of sound waves. Sound needs a medium for propagation. Mediums like air medium, water medium, solid medium, okay, these all will say medium. So, sound needs a material medium like air, water, steel, etc. for its propagation. It cannot travel through vacuum. This can be demonstrated by the bell jar experiment. Come, let's see that experiment. An electric bell and an airtight glass jar are taken. The electric bell is suspended inside the airtight jar. The jar is connected to the vacuum pump that is shown in this figure. If the bell is made to ring, we will be able to hear the sound of the bell. Now, when the jar is evacuated with the vacuum pump, the air in the jar is pumped out gradually and the sound becomes feebler and feebler. We will not hear any sound if the hair is fully removed. So, in this experiment, you will understand that sound requires material medium to travel from one place to another place. Sound is a wave. Sound moves from point of generation to the ear of the listener through a medium. When an object vibrates, it sets the particles of the medium around to vibrate. But the vibrating particles do not travel all the way from the vibrating object to the ear. A particle of the medium in contact with the vibrating object is displaced from its equilibrium position. It then exerts a force on an adjacent particle, as a result of which the adjacent particle gets displaced from its position of rest. After displacing the adjacent particle, the first particle comes back to its original position. This process continues in the medium till the sound reaches our ears. It is to be noted that only the disturbance created by a source of sound travels through the medium, not the particles of the medium. All the particles of the medium restrict themselves with only a small to and fro motions called vibration, which enables the disturbance to be carried forward. This disturbance, which is carried forward in a medium, is called wave. Next, longitudinal nature of sound waves. To understand clearly about this longitudinal nature of sound waves, let us do an activity. Take a coil or spring and move it forward and backward. What do you observe? You can observe that in some parts of coil the turns will be closer and in some other parts the turns will be far apart. Sound also travels in a medium in the same manner. We will study about this now. So C is here compression or is what? Rarefaction. From the above activity, you can see that in some parts of the coil, the turns are closer together. These are regions of compressions. In between these regions of compressions, we have regions where the coil turns are far apart called rarefactions. As the coil oscillates, the compressions and rarefaction move along the coil. The waves that propagates with compressions and rarefactions are called longitudinal waves. In longitudinal waves, the particles of the medium move to and fro along the direction of propagation of the wave. Sound also is a longitudinal wave. Sound can travel only when there are particles which can be compressed and rarefied. Compressions are the regions where particles are crowded together. Rarefactions are the regions of low pressure where particles are spread apart. A sound wave is an example of a longitudinal mechanical wave. This picture represents the longitudinal nature of sound wave in the medium. Characteristics of a sound wave. A sound wave can be described completely by five characteristics, namely amplitude, frequency, time period, wavelength, and velocity or speed. What is amplitude? The maximum displacement of the particles of the medium from their original undisturbed positions when a wave passes through the medium is called amplitude of the wave. If the vibration of a particle has large amplitude, the sound will be loud, and if the vibration has small amplitude, the sound will be soft. Amplitude is denoted as A. Its SI unit is meter. Frequency. The number of vibrations, that means complete waves or cycles, produced in 1 second is called frequency of the wave. It is denoted as N. The SI unit of frequency is S inverse or Hertz. Human ear can hear sound of frequency from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Sound with frequency less than 20 Hz is called infrasonic sound. Sound with frequency greater than 20,000 Hz is called ultrasonic sound. Human beings cannot hear infrasonic and ultrasonic sounds. Time period. The time required to produce one complete vibration, that means wave or cycle, is called time period of the wave. It is denoted as T. The SI unit of time period is second. Frequency and time period are reciprocal to each other. Wavelength. The minimum distance in which a sound wave repeats itself is called its wavelength. In a sound wave, the distance between the centers of two consecutive compressions or two consecutive rarefactions is also called wavelength. The wavelength is usually denoted as lambda. It is in Greek letter will say lambda. The SI unit of wavelength is meter. Velocity or speed. The distance traveled by the sound wave in 1 second is called velocity of sound. The SI unit of velocity of sound is meter per second. Distinguishing different sounds. Sounds can be distinguished from one another in terms of the following three different factors: loudness, pitch, timbre, or quality. Loudness and intensity. Loudness is a quantity by virtue of which a sound can be distinguished from another one, both having the same frequency. Loudness or softness of sound depends on the amplitude of the wave. If we strike a table lightly, we hear a soft sound because we produce a sound wave of less amplitude. If we hit the table hard, we hear a louder sound. Loud sound can travel a longer distance as loudness is associated with higher energy. A sound wave spreads out from its source. As it moves away from the source, its amplitude decreases and thus its loudness decreases. This picture shows the wave shapes of a soft and loud sound of the same frequency. The loudness of a sound depends on the intensity of sound wave. Intensity is defined as the amount of energy crossing per unit area per unit time perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. This picture shows that the intensity level of sound. The intensity of sound heard at a place depends on the following five factors: amplitude of the source, distance of the observer from the source, surface area of the source, density of the medium, frequency of the source. The unit of intensity of sound is decibel. It is named in honor of the Scottish born scientist Alexander Graham Bell, who invented telephone. Next one is pitch. Pitch is one of the characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish whether a sound is shrill or bass. High pitch sound is shrill and low pitch sound is flat. Two music sounds produced by the same instrument with the same amplitude will differ when their vibrations are of different frequencies. This picture shows that consists of two waves representing low pitch and high pitch sounds. Timbre or quality. Timbre is the characteristic which distinguishes two sounds of same loudness and pitch emitted two different instruments. A sound or signal frequency is called a tone and a collection of tunes is called a note. Timbre is then a general term for the distinguishable characteristics of a tone. Speed of sound. The speed of sound is defined as the distance traveled by a sound wave per unit time as it propagates through an elastic medium. Speed is equal to distance by time. If the distance traveled by one wave is taken as one wavelength and the time taken for this propagation is one time period, then speed is equal to one wavelength
divided by one time period, or we can write it as v is equal to lambda by t. As t is equal to 1 by n, the speed of sound is also written as v is equal to n lambda. The speed of sound remains almost the same for all frequencies in a given medium under the same physical conditions. Speed of sound in different media. Sound propagates through a medium at a finite speed. The sound of thunder is heard a little later than a flash of light is seen. So we can make out that sound travels with a speed which is much less than the speed of light. The speed of sound depends on the properties of medium through which it travels. The speed of sound is less in gaseous medium compared to solid medium. In any medium, the speed of sound increases if we increase the temperature of the medium. For example, the speed of sound in air is 330 meter per second at 0 degrees Celsius and 340 meter per second at 25 degrees Celsius. The speed of sound at a particular temperature in various media is listed in this table. In this table, we have the three states of solid, liquids, gases. In solids, aluminium is the first medium. That speed is 6420 meter per second. Next, nickel 6040 meter per second, steel 5960, iron 5950, brass 4700, glass 3980. In liquids, water 1531, water distilled 1498, ethanol 1207, methanol 1103. In gas state, hydrogen 1284, helium 965, air 340, oxygen 316, sulfur dioxide 213 meter per second. Reflection of sound. Sound bounces off a surface of solid or a liquid medium like a rubber ball that bounces off from a wall. An obstacle of large size, which may be polished or rough, is needed for the reflection of sound waves. The laws of reflection are the angle in which the sound is incident is equal to the angle in which it reflected. Direction of incident sound, the reflected sound, and the normal are in the same plane. Uses of multiple reflection of sound. Musical instrument, megaphones, loudspeakers, horns, musical instruments such as nadaswaram, shenai, and trumpets are all designed to send sound in a particular direction without spreading it in all directions. In these instruments, a tube followed by a conical opening reflects sound successively to guide most of the sound waves from the source in the forward direction towards the audience. Stethoscope. Stethoscope is a medical instrument used for listening to sounds produced in the body. In stethoscopes, these sounds reach doctors' ears by multiple reflections that happen in the connecting tube. Do you know, children? Use of earphones for long hours can cause infection in the inner parts of the ears, apart from damage to the eardrum. Your safety is in danger if you wear earphones while crossing signals, walking on the roads, and traveling. Using earphones while sleeping is all the more dangerous as current is passing in the wires. It may even lead to mental irritation, hence, you are advised to deter from using earphones as far as possible. Echo. When we shout or clap near a suitable reflecting surface, such as a tall building or a mountain, We will hear the same sound again a little later. This sound which we hear is called an echo. The sensation of sound persists in our brain for about zero point 0.1 second. Hence, to hear a distant echo, the time interval between the original sound and the reflected sound must be at least zero point 0.1 second. Let us consider the speed of sound to be 340 meter per second at 25 degrees Celsius. The sound must go to the obstacle and return to the ear of the listener on reflection after zero point 0.1 second. The total distance covered by the sound from the point of generation to the reflecting surface and back should be at least 340 meter per second into zero point 0.1 second is equal to 34 meter. Thus, for hearing distance echo, the minimum distance of the obstacle from the source of sound must be half of this distance, example 17 meter. This distance will change with the temperature of air. Echoes may be heard more than once due to successive or multiple reflections. The roaring of thunder is due to the successive reflection of the sound from the number of reflecting surfaces, such as the clouds at different heights and the land. A sound created in a big hall will persist by repeated reflection from the walls until it is reduced to a value where it is no longer audible. The repeated reflection that results in this persistence of sound is called reverberation. In an auditorium or big hall, excessive reverberation is highly undesirable. To reduce reverberation, the roof of the walls of the auditorium are generally covered with sound absorbing materials like compressed fiber board, flannel cloths, rough plaster, and draperies. The seat materials are also selected on the basis of their sound absorbing properties. There is a separate branch in physics called acoustics, which takes these aspects of sound into account while designing auditoria, opera halls, theaters, etc. Ultrasonic sound or ultrasound. Ultrasonic sound is the term used for sound waves with frequencies greater than 20,000 Hz. These waves cannot be heard by the human ear, but the audible frequency range for other animals includes ultrasound frequencies. For examples, dogs can hear ultrasonic sound. Ultrasonic whistles are used in cars to alert deer to oncoming traffic so that they will not leap across the road in front of cars. An important use of ultrasound is in examining inner part of the body. The ultrasonic waves allow different tissues such as organs and bones to be seen or distinguished by bouncing of ultrasonic waves by the objects examined. The waves are detected, analyzed, and stored in the computer. An echogram is an image obtained by the use of reflected ultrasonic waves. It is used as a medical diagnostic tool. Ultrasonic sound is having application in marine surveying also. Applications of ultrasonic waves. Ultrasounds can be used in cleaning technology. Minute foreign particles can be removed from objects placed in a liquid bath through which ultrasound is passed. Ultrasounds can also be used to detect cracks and flaws in metal blocks. Ultrasonic waves are made to reflect from various parts of the heart and form the image of the heart. This technique is called echocardiography. Ultrasound may be employed to break small stones formed in the kidney into fine grains. These grains later get flushed out with urine. Sonar. Sonar stands for Sound Navigation and Ranging. Sonar is a device that uses ultrasonic waves to measure the distance, direction, and speed of underwater objects. Sonar consists of a transmitter and a detector and is installed at the bottom of boats and ships. The transmitter produces and transmits ultrasonic waves. These waves travel through water and, after striking the object on the seabed, get reflected back and are sensed by the detector. The detector converts the ultrasonic waves into electrical signals which are appropriately interpreted. The distance of the object that reflected the sound wave can be calculated by knowing the speed of sound in water and the time interval between transmission and reception of the ultrasound. Let the time interval between transmission and reception of ultrasound signal be t. Then the speed of sound through seawater is 2d divided by t is equal to v. This method is called echo ranging sonar technique, is used to determine the depth of the sea and to locate underwater hills, valleys, submarine, ice bridge, etc. Electrocardiogram ECG. The electrocardiogram ECG is one of the simplest and oldest cardiac investigations available. It can provide a wealth of useful information and remains as essential part of the assessment of cardiac patients. In ECG, the sound variation produced by heart is converted into electrical signals. Thus, an ECG is simply a representation of the electrical activity of the heart muscle as it changes with time. Usually, it is printed on paper for easy analysis. The sum of this electrical activity, when amplified and recorded for just a few seconds, is known as an ECG. Structure of human ear. How do we hear? We are able to hear with the help of an extremely sensitive device called the ear. It allows us to convert pressure variations in air with audible frequencies into electrical signals that travel to the brain via the auditory nerves. The auditory aspect of human ear is discussed below. The outer ear is called pinna. It collects the sound from the surroundings. The collected sound passes through the auditory canal. At the end of the ear is eardrum or tympanic membrane. When a compression of the medium reaches the eardrum, the pressure on the outside of the membrane increases and forces the eardrum inward. Similarly, the eardrum moves outward when a refraction reaches it. In this way, the eardrum vibrates. The vibrations are amplified several times by three bones, that is, hammer, anvil, and stirrup, in the middle ear. The middle ear transmits the amplified pressure variations received from the sound wave to the inner ear. In the inner ear, the pressure variations are turned into electrical signals by the cochlear. These electrical signals are sent to the brain via the auditory nerve, and the brain interprets them as sound. Thank you, children.